Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. Today I want to talk about the idea of other people needing to save us. In other words, when we believe that someone outside of us, around us, needs to do something for us and save us in some form or way. In other words, they're going to come in and save the day. They're going to do something for us that's going to make things better. And we don't necessarily think this consciously. Usually it's subconsciously. In other words, it's like a wishful thinking, only if, but, if I won this or if I had this, then somehow, things would be better. And in that sense, we're being saved. But it's not really 100% true, right? That something outside needs to change or something outside needs to happen. The saving really comes from within, and it starts within. In other words, there are people with messages, tools, books, strategies, videos, podcasts, and all kinds of stuff, right? That and information that's out there that can support us on our journey. But ultimately, we save ourselves, we do the work. And the saving, in quote, it's really more about helping ourselves. We do it for ourselves. We bring ourselves up. Yes, we may use tools, we may use people to support us on that journey, but they're not saving us per se. We are saving ourselves by doing the work, by listening, learning, expanding, growing, making moves, in the direction that we want to make them in, as opposed to holding ourselves back based on fear and so forth. And then challenging ourselves when we are feeling the fear, recognizing it, right, and challenging ourselves so that it doesn't hold us hostage. But we do that for ourselves. Everything outside of us can support us, but not do it for us. We are ultimately responsible for doing it for ourselves, for committing to ourselves, for making the moves, for listening to things and learning, growing, teaching ourselves new things and new ways of doing things and new way of thinking, right? Incorporating ideas and beliefs that are going to help us expand in the direction that we want to expand in, whether it is expanding, externally or expanding, emotionally within. In other words, we can expand professionally within our relationships, or we can expand emotionally. Right? In other words, no longer holding on to emotions or feeling overwhelmed by emotions that we feel, right? Learning how to navigate through them so that they don't consume us. Many different things that we can do to help ourselves move in the direction that we want to move in, but we ultimately do it for ourselves, and no one else can do it for us. So this is something that I've wanted to share with you, because it's not something that, like I said, that most of us do consciously. We kind of do it subconsciously with this wishful thinking and only if, but we don't really need wishful thinking. We really need action. And it could be small action, nothing, too extreme anyway, will ever work right off the bat, right? We have to always start small, but those small steps take us somewhere. We build from that. And that's how we grow. And that's how we ultimately save ourselves, so to speak, right? Bringing ourselves forward in the direction that we want to be in. So before I end, I also want to pick a word from my bag of words and see what else I'm inspired to share. Oh, I got 2 words. Anxiety and achieve. Okay, so I like this. Okay, anxiety. Not that I like anxiety, but because that's a yucky feeling inside, right? But yeah, anxiety, because this is something that we're going to feel when we're trying new things, right? And when we're challenging ourselves and stepping out of our comfort zone, we're going to feel anxious. And sometimes we're going to doubt ourselves too. But when we stick with it, when we are determined to make some shift happen, we will achieve it. We will ultimately get to where we want to get to. And it can take us years, it can take us weeks, it can take us whatever amount of time, but we will achieve it. But there will always be anxiety. So we can't really run from it. We just need to sit with it. In other words, we need to acknowledge it. We need to understand it better, but never run from it, because it's going nowhere unless we address it. It doesn't just disappear. We address it. And once we address it, it shifts. In other words, we can move out of that space, but we need to address it. Again, we are doing it for ourselves. No one outside of us can do this for us. There are tools on how to manage anxiety, right? Some ways to sit with it, right? Like even journaling. But ultimately, we do that for ourselves. And when we commit to it and we do it, we do achieve what we want to achieve, whatever that is. And we move past and through that anxiety that holds us back most of the time. When it goes unaddressed, that's what it does. It holds us back. So we want to recognize it, address it, and move through it so that we can get to where we want to be. All right. I hope that helps. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.